Oh, somebody was asking me about the horns. Well, a lot of people think these horns are solid. Well, they're not. They're not hollow either. These horns are full of tissue and blood. That's pretty much a living part of the Highland. They use those horns for digging up under the snow to get to the grass and the plants that they can eat. You know, they don't use them for attacking people like a lot of people think, although they do use them in self-defense. Usually it's like a mama protecting her calf or something. But they use them for pushing over small trees, you know, so they can get to the leaves. They use them for scratching. But a huge advantage of these horns is the fact that they're full of blood. When the Highlands get hot, that blood's coursing through those horns, and they act like giant radiators, and it helps keep the Highland cool. A lot of the show cows that you'll see, you know, the fluff and dry cows, y'all all know the ones I'm talking about. They actually sand down the horns with sandpaper so they're smooth and shiny. Obviously, I don't. What else, buddy? Let's see. Well, I'm getting more questions about why I decided to get Highlands. Growing up, my mom had always told my sister and I about Scotland. Mary, Queen of Scots, and, you know, James Stewart, the Young Pretender, you know, a bunch of other Scots. And in hindsight, I think a lot of her fascination with the country was due to the fact that our last name was Stewart. But about 16 or 17 years ago, I had the opportunity to go to Scotland with my sister after my father had passed away. And I'd seen pictures of Highland cows before, but I'd never seen one in person. And when we were in Scotland, we were out on a tour. The driver pulls over next to this field, and I look up. There's this one Highland cow standing out there in the field. She was incredible. I knew the minute that I saw her that someday I was going to have Highland cattle. Knew it would probably take me a while, but there was no doubt in my mind that I was going to own one. So that's why I decided on Highlands. It's kind of funny because after I got back from Scotland, I started researching our family tree. Turns out that we're not Stewarts at all. Apparently my great-great-granddaddy had caused a train to go into the Mississippi River one night, and he was blackballed from the railroad. So he changed his name to Stewart and went to Texas. Kind of went from there. But, you know, I have found out that my distant cousin is a baron in Scotland, and he and his wife reside in the house / castle that my family has held for 750 years. And I got to see it on my recent trip, and I got to meet the Lord and Lady. They took me on a tour of the house. You know, I can't begin to tell you what it meant to be there. You know, as far as I know, I'm the first one to go through the halls of that house since my ancestor came over here in about 1650. You know, it was a great honor for me, and I'm glad I was able to experience it.